November 28, 1985, 7 friends who loved exploring caves went to Culverson Creek Cave in West Virginia. There had been a lot of rain recently, which caused flooding in the area. When they entered the cave, they found a passage that was 5 to 8 feet wide. A shallow stream flowed quickly over loose rocks on the cave floor. The group walked forward, not knowing what was about to happen. Only about 50 feet into the cave, they came to a huge boulder, a 5-foot-tall rock that was blocking part of the passage. The group had 2 ways to get past it: climb over the boulder or squeeze through a narrow gap between the rock and the cave floor where the stream was flowing. 3 cavers went through the tight space safely without any problems. Eric Slagle, who was 26 years old and had lots of caving experience, led the next group of 3 people. He chose to go through the left side, stepping carefully as he walked through the stream. Just as he reached the middle of the boulder, something terrible happened. Suddenly, the massive boulder shifted and began to tilt to the left. The rock became unstable and started to fall. The other cavers tried quickly to stop it from moving, but they couldn't. The huge boulder crashed down, trapping Eric between the cave wall and the rock. Eric was stuck completely. His left temple and shoulder were pressed against the cave wall, and his right cheek was trapped against the boulder. His body couldn't move at all. The weight of the rock pressed hard against his chest, making it very difficult for him to breathe. Eric's friends were shocked and scared. They could see the pain in his eyes and watched as he got weaker. The feeling of not being able to help was terrible for them. One person ran out of the cave to get help, while the others stayed and desperately tried to move the boulder. They pushed with all their strength, trying as hard as they could, but it didn't work. The rock was too heavy. They tried to use crowbars to move the rock, pulling with every bit of strength they had, but nothing worked. While they tried, they watched Eric's breathing get weaker and weaker. Eric stayed awake for about 3 minutes after the boulder fell. Soon his body stopped moving. A small amount of blood came from his nose and his pulse was getting weaker. One of the cavers tried to hold him up, hoping to take some pressure off him, but it didn't help much. At 4:20 in the afternoon, nearly an hour after the accident, they finally had a hydraulic jack. With a team of rescuers, crowbars, and the jack, they managed to move the boulder just enough to free Eric's body. His friends carried him to a drier part of the cave, just 20 feet away, and immediately started CPR. With every chest compression and every breath they tried to give him, they hoped they could bring him back. But Eric wasn't responding. His skin had turned pale, and although his body was still warm, his life was slipping away. At 5:25 in the evening, Eric was finally carried out of the cave on a stretcher. He was rushed to the hospital. Despite everyone's best efforts, it was too late. Eric Slagle died from his injuries.